Hi, it's Enrique with Canine Perspective. Today we have our new board and train, Banksy. I might be pronouncing it wrong, but so in this video we're going to be going over what number to use on the remote. So how to know what's the right number, how to know if we're too low, too high, or what, and what to look for. So here we have the remote. The front button is a vibration function. It's called the pager. So it just vibrates the actual collar. Here we have the on and off button. We hold it to turn it on, and we hold it to turn it off. This right here is the nick function. It's the bumpy one. The smooth one is continuous. The top is the dial to turn it up and turn it down. Clockwise is increased. Counterclockwise is decreasing. So for Banksy. We're going to be using this is for dogs in general. We're always using the bumpy one, the nick function. Difference between nick and continuous is that if I press nick and I hold it, so like if I hold it, it just sends one moment of stimulation. So if I hold it like this, it goes tap, and that's it. Now if I hold down continuous, it'll go like tap, so it goes until I let go. Obviously, if it's going for a really long time, it has a safety thing where like it turns off after like a few seconds if it's too long. The remote will do that by itself. We use the nick function just to let the dog think and process why they're getting pressure or the stimulation. And what continuous is a little too much pressure, too much power, and then it's too long for the dog to think, to kind of register what's going on, to kind of problem solve. So here, the e-collar is already fitted under the left jaw, right jaw, or behind the ears. Not the Adam's apple, not the back of the neck. Back of the neck is too sensitive. On an Adam's apple it can be uncomfortable because it's 2 contact points on the Adam's apple. It's very fitted. It can't move. If Banksy shakes, it's not going to move. So we need it right there. Someone farted, I think. Okay, so e-collar's on as high as needed. Behind the ears. So when we're finding the working number means, so we look for connection, and then as you go higher, perception, we go a little higher, then we get working. Connection is when you'll see the shoulder twitch, like the neck, so it'll go like, if we're tapping, tap, tap, then we know we have connection. But let's say Banksy's looking at a dog, right? Looking at the dog, tap, tap, tap. Still looking at the dog, right? We go a little higher, tap, what was that? Okay, tap, what was that? Whatever, tap, tap, what was that? That's perception. Starting to perceive it, but not caring. Then we get a number where it goes tap and says, whoa, what was that? They back up, and maybe they like look at you, or they look like, there's more movement when we get to this working number. I don't know what's gonna be. Banksy will let us know. The environment right now, there's not too much going on, so it could be low. If you go outside, it could be higher. Banksy's in play mode, it can be higher than that as well. So we'll get started. Going in increments of 5, giving 3 taps, bump at 5, 3 taps, bump at 5. So we're gonna go ahead and look at Banksy. So 5. So here, the bumpy button, that tap, tap, tap. So there's nothing, right? Then we bump it up to 10. 3 taps, so tap, 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 nothing. 15, I'm doing slow taps just to give Banksy a chance to maybe give me something to work with. 15, tap, tap, tap. Okay, 20, tap, tap. Okay, see here. Okay, tap. You can probably see the twitch. There's a twitch though. So that's connection. And then Banksy sits. So that's letting me know, maybe there's a little bit of caution, but I want more movement. Not yelping or jumping and bolting or anything like that, because that means we're too high. So this is a 20 again, or 25, sorry. We just did 20. So 25, tap. Okay, tap, tap, tap. So nothing. There's the twitch and everything, they're looking at me, but there's no concern like, okay, what's this going on? I don't know what it is. That's perception still. 30, tap, 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 35. And if we land on 36, 37, or 34, it's fine, just as long as you don't land on like 50 or something like that. 35, tap, tap, tap. Okay, 40, tap, tap, tap. Okay, 45, tap, 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 50, tap, tap, tap. Okay, 55. This is all normal, by the way, too. Or 56. Okay, so tap, tap, tap. Okay, so 60. Tap. Tap. Good, so that one got Banksy to stop. This one got her kind of to sit. Tap. 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 Okay, try 65. Tap. 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 Okay, 70. Tap. 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 75. Tap. Tap. There's something there. Okay, now they lay down. So then 75 again. Tap. 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 So not stuck laying down. So there's no more caution now. Like, I'm going to lay down. I don't care about it. Shutting it down, the e-collar off. 80. Tap. 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 There. And then third tap got the movement. So 80, I'd say, is the working number. And it got a fast movement. So I was like, okay. And then like they moved, right? So 80 again here. Tap. And then an immediate sit instead of the stop, and tap again, tap, tap, and then like moves the arm. So there's like a little movements, but still like there's a movement for every tap. I know why would I keep tapping if I'm already getting what I want? It's just to show you what to look for. This won't affect the training or anything, but just like look for you what to look for. Because Banksy is having a dramatic like, oh, right? It's telling me there's connection, but there's nothing that's worrying Banksy. That's telling me that this is the number that's going to cause Banksy to learn fast, move fast, and to respond quicker. If we stuck where the twitch was at like 20, I'm pretty sure a lot of these exercises we would do on 20 would take a long time. This number could dial down as, you know, starting to dial in and focus on what I'm doing. It could go down. It could stay the same. Outside could be, maybe this 80 turns into outside 80, and then we get down to like 40 inside once we start training. But this is all normal in the beginning. Like I said, it's always just practicing finding the number before every session, because this is the first time using the e-collar, so it's going to be changing. And then we're using food. So I'm just going to show you if Banksy will take food. Good, so no food here. Licks it, but does not eat it. Good, so we'll keep offering food here and there, and then that's the working number. Don't get married to it, so don't think 80 is the working number forever. It can change based on context. So playtime could be 100, outside could be maybe like 90 or something like that. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Okay, we're back with Banksy, our new board and train dog. A little bit of resistance here. Good, so we just keep moving with this. We're gonna start the heel so that we might see some of this. Let's give it a tap here. There we go. Good. So, Banksy here, we found out that the number was like, I think it was 80 or 70, almost right 70. So this video is going to be shaping the heel command. So heel is walk me, stay with me, sit when I stop. This is all, so if I take 5 steps, Banksy, she should take 5 steps with me. If I take 10, she takes 10. If I come to a stop, she comes to an automatically in the sitting position. Right shoulder parallel to my left leg, all done with a loose leash. So like this, right now we have a J. This J ends at her armpit, so that I know that's good enough. We don't want it too choked up because we want her to make mistakes so we can correct them. And if it's too loose, she's going to be stepping over it constantly. We're going to have to keep pausing and adjusting it, which we don't want to do. So like I said, walk me, stay me, sit when I stop. Shoulder parallel to my left leg. Now, that's what it should look like in any environment. That's the amount of focus we want. So the way we're going to be teaching it is that, so like I said, the right shoulder is parallel to the left leg, right? So once that left shoulder, or her right shoulder, passes my left leg, I'm going to be doing a 180 that way, a right turn, a 180 that way, and tapping for her to come back. So let's say she's walking, right? Because I'm going to start walking. She's most likely going to pass me. So we're walking. She passes me. I turn, and I'm tap, tap, tap. Oh, Enrique's going that way. Let me come over here, and then it turns off. And then she passes me again. Tap, tap, tap. Oh, Enrique's going that way. Let me come this way. Or some resistance, like we kind of saw in the beginning of this video, and like right now. If we see resistance, which means putting the brakes on and not wanting to move, we keep moving, and then we start kicking with the pressure. Like that's not the answer as well, Banksy. So if she comes to my right side, same thing. Pull to my left, gentle pressure, but still pressure. But I'm not dragging her here because I'm using the remote. So there's going to be pressure pulling to my left if she's on my right side, because left side is heel. So if she goes to my right side, we correct that. Pulling her to my left, tap, 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 until she flushes out on my left side. Then no e-collar, no pressure. We're not using any words, just creating the foundation. Once we get some consistent heel work, then we can apply the word heel. But this is part 1 of heel. Good. So I'm going to start walking. And tap. Good. Tap. Good job. Tap. Tap. Good. Do a turn here. Good. Tap. 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 Good. Just correcting this lagging. Good job. Tap. Good. Better. Good. Tap. Better. Slow turn. Good. And tap. 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 Good. She catches up nicely now. Tap. 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 Good. Good. Slow turn. Good. We walk. Nice. Tap. Tap. Good. She catches up. No pressure. Tap. Good girl. Tap. Good girl. And I forgot to offer her food for you guys. See if she'll take it. Good. Yeah, she's not eating it. She licks it, but she does not eat it. Tap. Good girl. Tap. Good. Tap. She's going to my right side, so I'm pulling left and tapping. Good girl. Good girl. Tap. Tap. Good. Tap. 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 Okay, so this is a good position. Slow turn. Good. Tap. Tap. Adjust my leash here. She did a good sit there when I stopped, so that's good. So again, walk, tap, slow turn. All right, 79 by the way. Good. Tap. Tap. Good. She catches up. Good job. Tap. Good. Good. I'm going to lower it. Try 55. Tap. Good. tap, 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 tap. Good. Good girl. If I speed up, tap, tap. Good girl. Good. Come to a stop. She sits. Good girl. Did not teach her that. She's probably just doing it out for. She's focused. Tap. Tap. Good. Tap. Good girl. Nice. Good. Slow turn. Tap. Good. Slow to a stop. And if she doesn't sit, the way we teach auto sits is we're going to pull up and then tap and then relax. Good girl. Good. So just a lot of resistance. So like in the beginning of the video, I wasn't using the e-collar. I was just pulling. I was kind of like wanted to show like this is what she's doing before e-collar. But now when she pulled a second time here, I use that e-collar and it was a lot more easier to bring her to me. And it just helps her, you know, instead of being stuck there, being choked until she moves versus choked, then pressure, okay, now we got to go. So it's not too long for her. These auto sits she was doing before, she was doing them by herself. I have not gone over auto sits with her. So it's just probably out of focus, she's doing it. But she's starting to match my pace, so tap, good. So she's following my leg, right? This is all done with a slack leash, so I'm not using the leash, good. Tap, tap, good. Tap, good. Tap, good. If I slow down, she slows down. And if I speed up, she speeds up, right? Tap, good. If I speed up, if I slow down, tap. Good job. Tap, tap. And then I come to a stop. It's pulling up, and tap, and then relax. Good girl. So that's how we teach it. Nothing out of the ordinary, some resistance. Keep moving, tapping. She goes to my right side, pull over to my left, tap. Even if she's like in the middle between my legs, I still pull and tap for that. But what's going on here is that, like I said, she's passing me because she doesn't know, right? Then she feels it's like, oh, what's this? Enrique's going that way, let me go this way. But that didn't happen. What happened was, I don't want to walk. So as I keep moving, she's going to get dragged, but then also e-collar, so she's more power, so I get her to move faster, we can overcome that resistance. She's going maybe into shutdown mode, like I don't like this pressure on the leash, I'm just going to lay down here, I don't want to do anything with it. So then once we kick into the e-collar, she's like, oh, okay, what's this feeling? I don't like it. What if I just move? Because I need to turn it off. So that's why that working number is important, because it's the one number that makes her move. If we stuck at 20 when we were finding her working number in the video, if we stuck at 20, we probably wouldn't have been able to get her to move. So that's why we chose that number, because then this helped. This is where it comes to play. Now her going to my right side, between my legs, is her trying to figure out where do I walk, how do I turn this off, what do I do? The resistance is she doesn't want to do it. Could be shut down, but we need to work her through it. And once she overcomes it, it's her stress response. I don't want to do it, I'm going to get away from it. Once she overcomes it, it's like, oh my God, I just did it. So that's where this heavy panting is coming from. Like she overcame it, and it's good that she's overcoming because it's a confidence booster. So we're going to get this response, right? Because dogs need to let it out, their stress. Panting is a sign of stress, but it's good to see panting because then they're letting it out instead of holding it in. So in the beginning, where I was tapping, she's like that, and then at first she was just like not closed mouth because she's stressed, like what's going on. And then as we keep repeating it, she's like, okay, I know what to do, but I'm still stressed, but I need to let this out. So this is good right here. I lowered it down, we're back at 92 actually. I lowered it down, but I put it up because she was still a little bit not responding to it when I was asking her like to catch up with me. So 92 got her to really like, okay, we got to do this, right? Now again, this number might go down because there was a moment where I had to go down because she's kind of like overreacting. Like I think she like moved the floor, like trying to catch up. So I lowered it down there, but then I saw this, okay, she's not ready for that yet, so I bumped it up. because she wasn't catching up when I would tap. Versus this number, I tap, she catch up immediately. And then she also held it. So she didn't go back into resistance. She started speeding up when I sped up, she slowed down when I slowed down, and so on and so forth. But she's matching my pace. She's speeding up when I speed up, like I said, stopping when I stop, but then the sitting is something we need to work on. This is fine though, she did really good. What else? Again, we're not using any words. Another command we like to use in the first video of the heel command is like break. So break means you can be a dog, poop, pee, do whatever you want. So here, how we teach it is like, let's imagine there's a grass right here. We're on the sidewalk. We approach the sidewalk, slow down to stop, tap for the sit, break. And then we put her on the sidewalk like that. She's awkward with that. But now she's free. Now I can walk around the grass, not in heel position. She's like, oh, what's going on? This looks different. Because we're on break mode. She can do, smell, whatever I want. So if I'm ready for my walk, I'd start walking and just give a tap. Good. And then she's in walk mode, right? Tap. Tap. Good. Good job. Tap. Good. And then slow to a stop. And then she sits. Good girl. Good. So you see that. Most important part is turning when the right shoulder passes you or continuing to move when tapping. I've never seen her tap or pass me, but once that happens, we're turning and then we're tapping until she comes back to our left side. She might do it outside, maybe because we're inside in a new environment. She's more like, I don't want to do anything. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. Anything else I'm missing? So that's the heel command. It's very strict, very black and white. Tap for that, tap for this. A lot of tapping in the beginning. Break. But yeah, nothing out of the ordinary, just the resistance, and we'll keep working through that. Now she's like walking with me. Before she was, I want to go. Hi, it's Enrique, the Camp Perspective. Today we have Banksy. In this video we're going over the heel part 2, which is adding the word and doing some little body language stuff for the owner, just so we can get you guys started to practice it with Banksy. So here, Banksy is not in the command. 19, I think, is... Okay. So right now we're at 55. So heel is, how we're going to be doing the word heel, adding it in, is going to be Q, which means, when we're saying the heel, so heel, left leg, heel, left leg. And we're going to do this a few times as we come to stop. So heel, left leg, good, and she does not respond, then we give her a tap. Tap for the legging. Good, slow to a stop. Good, heel, left leg, slow to stop. Heel, left leg, slow to stop. Heel, left leg, slow to stop. So that's what it's going to look like. We're going to move on to, that's just getting her used to hearing the word. This is not going to be a forever thing. It's just going to be heel, we come to a stop, it's just a sit, and then left leg moves like this, and then we continue walking. So if I come to a stop, good girl, and then left leg moves, she's to automatically follow. Stop here, good. So now the more body language topics is like the turns, where it kind of comes in handy because dogs, are masters at reading body language. So this is where they'll get the hang of everything once we apply this to the heel command. So before we turns, before we stops, we've always been saying slow and then slow to stop, or slow and then slow to return. So that really means just making sure that Banksy is paying attention to us and that we're finding out that she's paying attention to us. So that when we slow down, it's like traffic laws. So like when we're driving cars, we always slow down before we turn, stop, any of these things to make sure that we don't crash or someone behind us doesn't crash into us. Same thing for here, we don't want her to crash, because if we're going a 30-minute consistent speed, all of a sudden we stop, she's gonna keep going, because there's no signal to her, no brake lights coming on. It was just sudden stop, So we're gonna go over left turns first. With these turns, left turn and right turns, we start with the opposite leg to the turn. So if we're gonna go left, we're gonna start with the right. If we're gonna go right, we start with the left. So here, heel, left leg. I'm gonna go left, so I'm gonna start with the right, and that looks like this. Left, right. Good. Good. Slow to stop. Right, left, right. Good. And slow, not to stop, slow to a turn. So right leg, right leg. Good. So like usually like 3 to 4 steps, we slow down. And it goes the right leg, the left leg, and that second right leg should be going the opposite way already. So here, slow. Right, left, right. Good. And then we slow. Right, left, right. Now if she's not slowing down with us, that means she's not paying attention. And when when Banksy's not paying attention, our go-to is to correct that. So then that's just the 180 to the right turn. So if we're doing these turns and you're practicing, she's passing you, turn tap to correct that. So that tends to be the hardest turns for owners to kind of grasp. We like to use the cracks on the sidewalk. So if we're approaching a crack, this right leg would be on the crack, left leg on the crack, right leg off the crack, going back that way. We're just making like a square, end of a square. So now we're gonna go over right turns. Starting with the left leg. So heel, left leg, good. And then we're gonna turn right, we're gonna slow, and then left leg, right leg, and then left leg. Good, tap, good, slow. Left leg, left leg, tap, good, slow. Left leg, right leg, left leg. Good. I want to mix them up now. So here's going to be a left turn. Right, left, right. Tap, good. Slow. Left turn again. Right, left, right. Good. Slow. A right turn. Left leg, left leg. Good. Another right turn. Left leg, left leg, tap. Good. A left turn here. Good. Right, left, right. Good. So when you're practicing these commands and the heel command, tap. Good. Potty break first, so it's going to be break. Good. And now she can go pee, poop, do whatever she wants. So you want to start with the potty break. Find your number then, the working number. Once you find it, go ahead and cue the word heel, start walking, and then tap if she doesn't respond. And then before you start your actual walk, do 5 left turns, do 5 right turns, and then after that, go for the walk. We don't repeat any commands. We shouldn't be tapping during the turn. Only if like she starts to like if she gets like lost or she just stops, then as we're moving, we tap. So if she's on break, heel means we're moving. If I said heel right now, heel, she would not know what to do because heel's not a position, it's the act of moving. So let's say she's smelling, it'd be heel, we start walking, there's no response, then we tap. Some common questions about the heel is like, should my dog be smelling the ground? It's kind of like a yes and no answer. If she's holding the heel and she's not like drifting off while she's smelling, it's okay. But if you find that every time she smells, she's drifting off, we tap to correct that. If she's widening out to the grass, we keep moving maybe towards a little bit to the right and give a tap so she can close. She's only allowed to use the bathroom on our terms, so the break. So that's why we do the potty break first. If you want her to do a potty break in the middle of the walk, you'd come to a stop as a sit. So the grass is right here, and then break onto the grass because you're on the sidewalk. So then she can do whatever she wants. Hi, it's Enrique with Camera Perspective. Today we have Banksy. In this video, we'll be going over the down command. Or not down, stay. We're gonna be going over stay command. So right now, Banksy's not in any command. She's just kind of on break. So here, her working number, okay, 28. So here, I'm putting a heel, good. Tap, good girl, good. And I'm going to slow to a stop. Good. So here, she's in a sitting position, but the command is heel. So if we want her to stay here, that's where stay comes in handy. So stay is stay in that position you're in and that spot. So she's not allowed to move from the spot or position. So how we teach that is waving our left hand in front of her, cueing place. Stay, pivot out with the right foot. Since left foot is heel, we want to help her differentiate between the two. So here's the right foot, up and the tap. Good, and relax. Good. Could do a little walk around here. And then, good girl. And then heel, left leg. Good. Good turn. Tap. With the lagging. Good. And then repeat it again. Good. Left hand. Waving it and then saying stay. So it's stay. Pivot out with the right foot. And having our leash like this. So the reason why we want to have our leash like this is to keep her there, keep her in that spot in the position. So if she gets up, all we have to do is just pull up and then tap. So here, tap. Good. Since if we were had like this, she has all that leash to make it to me versus limiting her movement like this. So we keep our arm like this, but there's no tension. It's relaxed. It's just ready in case we need to give tension. And then good girl. Good. So she's still in stay. Pat out the right foot. Good. She held it. Now if she breaks it while I'm moving, I pause, pull up and tap, and then I keep moving again. If we try to correct while we're moving, she's going to want to follow us because she's thinking, oh, I'm feeling this tap. Good. I'm feeling this E-collar again. Enrique is moving. This looks like heel. Good. And then new command overrides the old command. So I'm going to go and say heel and then move with my left leg. Heel, left leg. Good. Going to do a right turn here. Tap. Good. 2 taps there. Another right turn. Good. And then we're going to slow to a stop. Good girl. She's so tiny. Stay. Pivot out with the right foot. Leash is ready. You can do our walk around. And you can walk your normal pace. You don't need to walk slow or anything. You can switch it as well. Walk this way. Sometimes it throws them off. Give them a little head scratch. Move away. Good. She's got that awkward sit. Can't tell if she's sitting, but she's trying, I think. Good. And then, good girl. Good. So stay is not really used that much because all of our commands have the stationary in them. So for example, you can use this, break. Let's say she's going potty, right? When she does the number 2, you gotta pick it up and everything. As you're approaching a garbage can, you'd approach, give some distance between the garbage can. Stay, pivot out with the right foot, and then throw it away. Now here, if she were to break it and your arm was not the right position, she's gonna come here. You're gonna keep tapping, tap, 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 bring her back here, tap, tap, pull up, tap, tap, and then relax. And then repeat this again, throw it away, and then come back. Good girl. Good. So here, like this, so it's gonna be tap, 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 like that, and then relax. Good. And then we repeat tap. Good. And then you'll get to that point, I'm gonna lower my number. You'll get to that point where if she gets up and then you tap, she'll just sit back down. But to make it easier for you in the beginning, start with just like what we were doing, just the leash held like this with this much leash giving her having her, or giving to her. That makes sense, yeah. Good. Break. So those are some ways to practice. You can do it at the crosswalk too if it's a red light. Take advantage of that time, that pause, just to practice a little stay there. We don't repeat stay. If she breaks it, we just pull up and correct, or it just results to the remote. And that's all. That's the stay command. Oh, if you're doing the walking around, and let's say Banksy, since she has an awkward sit, let's say so this is standing, this is sitting. Let's say she's doing this while she's sitting. That's fine. As long as the butt doesn't come up from the ground, then it's fine. It'll go away soon. All right, from Reiki Camp perspective, today we have Banksy, our board and train. In this video, we're going to be going over the place command right here. Place, we're going to be using a lifted dog bed, like this. And place is go to this object, don't hop off it. She can sit, stand, lay down, do whatever she likes as long as she's on the placemat. So here you can use a dog bed, yoga mat, a towel, anything of your choosing as long as it has a solid perimeter. Let me see if this is cutting off my head. There we go. So here we go, lift the dog bed. Again, just can't hop off it. So place, once cued, again, she used to go there herself. What else about place? This can be transferred everywhere, so if you wanted to use a towel or a yoga mat, you can take that to the restaurant and then do place there. So when we're first teaching it, we're going to pair leash pressure with e-collar. I'm going to go ahead and not use any words with this leash pressure, e-collar, and I'm going to hold this, brace the placemat in case she overshoots it and moves the placemat, so I'm going to hold it. But there's a way we teach place, that's the shaping of the behavior, then we're going to label it. Leash, we're at 26, tap, and good girl. Good. Wait a moment. See what she'll do. Good. Break. And we move backwards and then pull her off for break. So I'm going to do this 4 more times. I'm going to switch my positioning around the placemat as well. Dog's taking pictures. Leash pressure. Tap. Tap. Good. So if we're rotating, so here. Okay, good. Break. If we're rotating around the placemat, she's understanding that every side is place. So if we keep practicing on one side of the placemat, then once we do it here, on this opposite side, she might go all around the mat and like go on place from that side. So here's leash tension, tap, good girl. Wait a moment, good. Break. Good. Leash tension, tap, and good girl. She's not taking food, so can't use that. Banksy, break. And then if she's staying on here, we just keep moving. We don't have to tap, just keep moving. Good. So after this, then we move on to e-collar first, then leash, so that we know it's the e-collar that's making Banksy go to the placemat, not the leash. So here, I'm gonna remain relaxed. Tap, and she goes to place. Good job. Good girl. Break. 4 more times. Good. Tap, tap, and good girl. So here, tap, tap, good. Good girl. Break. From here, trying to increase her distance from it, tap. Good. No leash needed. Good girl. Break. Come on. Good. And then 1 more. Tap. Good job. So now, again, we're just shaping it, just creating a new option for her to kind of turn off the e-collar, which is now, instead of following me, it's go there. So now, since we're starting to see some consistency with that, you can just separate them. They've been playing for like all evening. What is it? So now we're going to label it. We're going to call it place, and then tapping, and then, so she responds to the work, the cue place. We don't tap. If she's not, if there's a delay, we can go ahead and start tapping, and then using the leash to bring her there. Right now, while I'm talking here, Banksy's been holding the place command. She's been doing like the second part of place, which is like the stay on place. So there's a stay implied on place. We don't say place and stay. It's just place, end of story. So the first part was getting her to go there, which is send off, and this is a little bit of the second part of place. There's the duration aspect of it. So here, break. Good girl. Good. Now I'm gonna start slowly increasing my distance, so pull her away. Good. Place, tap. Good job. Good. Break. Good. Oh no. Blooper. Good. Hold her here. Good. Place. Tap. Good job. Okay, so here, tap, tap. Good. So when she hops off, we kick it in with the pressure again until we see like that retraction, right? Break. Hold here. Place. Tap. Good girl. Break. Place. No tapping. Good. And this one I'm going to do a little bit of duration where I walk around it and pause here, tap. Good. Continue my walk around. Good. So when she hops off, we pause and address it. If we keep moving and trying to correct it, tap, tap. Good. She's going to start following us. She's going to think it's heel. So we just pause to help her out and keep moving. Good. Break. Good. Place. Tap. Good job. Do a little walk around. Hold. Tap. Tap. Good job. Tap. Tap. Good. Break. Good. Place. Tap. Good job. Tap, tap. So there I kind of moved a little bit and then just kind of got into the heel position. Break. Place. Tap. Good. So we'll keep practicing this, but that's what it looks like. And as we start, because dogs thrive on repetition, as we keep repeating it, the place where we're tapping, the place where we're tapping, if there's no response, like we saw right here when I said place, she just started walking, which is good. If she goes there before we say place or at cue, just go ahead and just pull her off. And then, because we know, let's say like she goes on by herself, we're like, oh, she's doing it. Still pull her off and we keep repeating it and let her settle first before we send her there, just so it gives us something to teach. So when you're practicing or using the place command in a real life, through your life, again, like you can take it to a restaurant, lay a down towel, use place. If you're gonna have a guest come over, they don't like dogs or something, and maybe Banksy's being a little too friendly or too all over the person, that's where you can use place. It shows that you have control over Banksy and it'll make your guests more comfortable. Also, if you're gonna if you're in cleaning mode or you're gonna start cleaning the house, she's in the way. Banksy, go place, and she should go to place. With these new objects you're going to be practicing at home with, you're going to want to repeat all these steps because we got to transfer everything to a new object. So even though she knows place here and at the facility, you might need to transfer everything over to the home and a new object. So if we brought a new object, I will repeat all these steps again: e-collar with leash, and then e-collar, leash if needed, and then cue, e-collar if needed, and then leash if needed. We're slowly starting to increase our distance, but we're still going around the whole placemat here to expose it to different pictures of the place command. So So the duration part is just walking around it. Again, she hops off, we pause, tap, get her back here. So when we're practicing the duration part here, we have columns and tethers. So we can just tether her here. We have a pretty decently long short leash so that she can hop off and then we can correct it. We need her to hop off so we can correct her, so we can see what the brain's thinking. If she's too tied up, then she's not, if she wants to hop off, well, the leash isn't allowing her, but then it's also not allowing us to teach her what place is, right? So if you're gonna practice duration work with it, watch a movie, have her bed here, step on leash, have remote, watch a movie, having her here. Duration work does not need to be worked up to. So like, for example, you don't need to do 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, then 4 hour. You can go straight to 4 hours on her doing duration work. What does need to be worked up to is the distance. So you want to start practicing close to you and then slowly increasing the distance of like the placemats, not the sending. So right here, we start close, and then if you're working from home, like an office type desk, you can do that here as well. And then like maybe in this small room, you move this placemat to the corner, right? And it's easier, but you're gonna have the short leash on so that you can grab it, and then using the e-collar, as soon as she hops off, grab the short leash, tap, 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 bring her back. Pressure will kick in and stay kicking in until she's back in this placemat. I don't care if she's laying down or sitting, just as long as she's here. This laying down will come by itself once she realizes, oh, I just can't hop off, so I'm just gonna get comfortable. Might as well get comfortable. So if you have a place you can tether her to, you can do that. Go straight to 4 hours. If you want her to know how to stay on place for 5 hours, practice for 6 so that 5 hours is just a breeze. If she decides to chew in the bed, bark, growl, whine, or any of these behaviors, you can correct them on place. So she starts whining, and give her a tap. She might hop off place because she's thinking the tap was for being on place, but it was actually for the whining. So as you keep repeating this and exposing her to the placemat, and you see her do stuff like biting or whining, and you're correcting it, she'll realize, okay, I just can't whine or bite this placemat. But other than that, nothing out of the ordinary. I expected her to be a little bit more, putting more brakes on it, but she did really good. Break. Hi, it's Enrique, the Camera Perspective. Today we have Banksy. In this video, we're going to be going over the down command. So down is traditionally, like everyone knows, down is lay down and don't move. So our stationary is implied in it. It's a stationary command because we don't need to say stay. It's just down, end of story. Unless we override it with a new command, and then she's allowed to do that or break. Just is a command, yeah, break. So here, we're teaching it. She does already have a little bit of a concept here, but when we're teaching it, we want our foot on the leash. We're going to be pulling up. There's going to be tension here. So as it's pulling her down, we're going to be pairing it with the e-collar. Start low, 20. So here, leash, tap. Good girl. Good. And then break. And this is just shaping the behavior. We're not using any words. Go lower, try 15 or 14. Good. So if she goes down by herself, we're just going to pull her up. If we don't have to tap, we don't have to tap. Or if we're going to have to tap for her to like really get her up, then we'll tap. So here, tap. Good. Break. Good girl, Banksy. That's a good girl. That's a good girl. Good. And then 3 more times. So foot on a leash. Good. So now she's getting the concept. Break. So usually when I see them getting consistent, getting the hints consistently, I just jump to straight remote and seeing what they do. So here, there's no leash. Leash will be stepped on in case to limit her movement if she decides to move. So here, tap. Good. Good girl. You're a good girl. And then break. Good. Do this a few times. Just the e-collar, not the leash. So here, since this is a different position, down or tap. Sorry, I meant to say tap. Good girl. Break. So it's a down from a sit. So I kind of wanted to do the leash because if I tap, she would have sat first and then down. But we're trying to expose her to that down can be from anything. So here, tap, 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 tap. Good girl. Break. Some resistance there. Break. Yeah, good girl. Let's see here. I'm going to switch sides, having her on my right side. So here, stepping on the leash, tap, tap. Good. So when we're first teaching this, we like to wait a little bit, give her a pause to kind of register. So if I tap and then she's like, slowly, we're waiting, and then she stops, tap, and then she stops, here, we tap, and then she lays down, no more taps. So that's only 2 taps for that going down sequence. Break. Now, when I'm applying the word, we'll say down, and if she does not respond or does not go down, we tap. Foot on the leash just to limit her movement or moving away. So here, down, tap. Good. So she thought about it, she just paused. I'm not sure if she heard something or got distracted. Break. Good girl. Banksy, Banksy. She's smelling something. Not an excuse, Banksy. So here, down. Good. Break. 2 more. Let's go, Banksy. Good. There's no tension, just having it here. Down, tap. Good. 1 more. Good. So here, if you wanted to do the duration, it's very similar to like the other stationary commands. Walking around her. If she gets up, we tap. If she's struggling, we do the leash thing. Break. The leash thing, is the foot on the leash, using the leash pressure to bring her back down, just to guide her if she's having trouble with the econ, she can't figure it out. So here, down, tap, tap, tap. Good. So that's down. You can practice the duration part that's just like a send-off, the sending to down. You can practice the duration part at a park. I sit on a bench, just, this is how your setup would be. If you're sitting, foot on a leash, have a hold the handle in case she slips out the foot. And then having your remote. We don't repeat down, it's just correcting. We don't repeat any commands, it's just correcting. But yeah, that's all. Movie theaters, or not movie theaters, watching a movie, you go down, step on the leash, watch a movie, working from home, down, step on the leash, do your homework. Exposing her to different positions, so like not only the left side is down, because if we keep pressing the left side and then we switch to the right side, we say down, she's going to come all the way to the left and then down. So start doing it front, back. She went to the middle, I still forced it, and she went down middle. My right side, she's doing good. So good. Break. Hi, it's Enrique, Camp Perspective. Today we have Banksy. In this video, we're going over the sit command. We just finished the down, so there might be some confusion. So the sit is very similar to the auto sits. So right here, I'm going to cue the word sit and then pull up and tap, like the auto sits. Sit, tap, good. Break. Good girl. I pause, see what she's going to do. Sit, tap, good. Break. Good. I pause here. Sit, tap, good girl. Good. Break. Good. She can do what she wants. She's on break. So here. Sit, tap, good girl. Break. Yeah, good girl. So it's the same thing. It's just now we're adding the word sit. Because she already knows the behavior and she knows what up and e-collar means. Sit. So there's no e-collar, there's no leash. It's very simple. We've been doing it already with the auto sits. Like I said, the shaping has already been there. Now, if you want her to like hold the sit, it's the same thing as to stay. So like walking around and then pulling up or pausing, pull up, tap when she breaks the sit. New commands override old commands. So here, down. I can do it down. From the down to a sit, it's the same thing. Sit, tap, tap, good, tap. Good, wait a little bit. Good girl. And then we can do heel. Good. So this is like we start blending commands. Good. Slow to a stop. So here, this is no sit, this is tap to correct the automatic sit, because we want that to be automatic. Down. Good. Do a little walk around here. I did not mean to do that. Good. Sit. Tap. Tap. Good. Good. Hi, it's from Naked Camera Perspective. Today we have Banksy, and this video we're going to be going over a little bit of recall. So recalls come when called. Once we do Banksy come, it's expected her to come to 1 to 2 feet of her vicinity in a sitting position, and then only allowed to leave that position on the release word. Now it doesn't matter if she's in the heel position or front, right or back, as long as she's just close. So we have a short leash and a long leash. This is a 30-foot long leash. Leash handling, we want to have our thumb through the loop for the lock here. And to the double lock system, we'll do that once we're done reeling it in, but with our right hand. So again, so right thumb in the loop, closing it with a remote. Left hand will be holding the rest of the leash, but this right hand will be pulling and reeling it in. And then we're just letting it hit the ground. Once she gets close to us, we don't want her going 30 feet more behind us, so that's why we're reeling it in. And then once we're good, when she's close enough, we use our pointed finger. We do a little spin right here, and then we close it. So it's double locked here, and then locked here. So I'll show it again. So we're reeling it in. And then that. So we want it over the pointer finger, and then closing it. So we'll go ahead and get set up. You can go ahead and go to the wall. This is a 2-person exercise. We're going to start off with shaping the behavior, and then we'll get to the point of labeling it. So when we're shaping it, there's about like three little phases we go through. First phase is using the tension on the long leash and pairing it with the remote to kind of guide her to me, because as I'm tapping, she's probably going to either sit down or lay down or go to Elias. So with the leash tension, we're guiding her to us to turn off the E-collar. Once she starts making her way to me, E-collar goes off, so that's giving her the answer right there. So she's going to be coming to me, she's like, oh, it turned off. If she stops, it'll kick in again, and I'll start reeling it in my leash. So there's going to be a few things happening. We're going to have tension here. Once I get tension and start tapping, and as she's coming to me, I'm going to do 3 to 4 steps backwards, and then hold and see what she does. If she stops halfway, tap, moving back again, and then if she passes me, I face Banksy, and I move back and then tap, tap, tap until she comes to me. If she goes that way, same thing, facing her, moving back. No words said, just leash and E-collar. If you're doing this as a 2-person, what you can do is whoever's doing the recall vocalizing when they're tapping. So I'm going to be saying tap. And once Elias hears the word tap, he knows to just drop the leash. So here, this is no tension, right? There's tension right there. So with this, okay. So with this tension, tap, tap, good. 3 to 4 steps back. Tap, speed her up a little bit. Good. Hold right here. Reel in my leash. Okay. Okay, see what she does here. And then we want a sit when she comes to us. So tap. So here facing her, and then tap, tap. Good. Hold. Tap. Good, hold, tap, 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 And then I'm going to pull up and then tap for the sit. And good girl. Good. And then break. We might need to increase the number, and I might need to add a little more tension, so like a yank to kind of make her speed up, so we're not getting that just like that walk. So that was 36. I'm gonna try 46. Good. So instead of just tension, I'm gonna do more of a pull. So here's tension, and then tap. There we go. Tap. Good. 3, 4 steps back and hold. Okay. Tap. Good. Hold. Tap. Face her. Tap. 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 Hold. Tap. 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 Okay. Tap. Hold right here. Tap. Tap. Pull up, and then there she goes. Tap. I think she's sitting. Tap. There it goes, I think, right? We'll accept this for now. Good girl, and then break. Good, and that was, ended up at 61 right here. Okay. Okay. So again, tap. There we go. Tap. Tap. Good girl. Good. 3 more. Break. Or that was the second one. Oh no, that was the third one. Oh, 2 more. Good. And then we can leave the leash like this. See what we can get. So here's tension, and then tap. Good girl. Tap. Good. Nice. A little more speed. So here, tap. Good girl. And then tap. Good. Good. Break. So we'll do one more. We're at the 50. This is what goes? This is 70 this time. So here, tension, tap, tap. Good. 2 taps there. Tap. Good. And then the auto set, pulling up. There she goes. Good. Good. Break. Now we are going to see what just the e-collar itself does for her. So it's going to be backwards now. It's going to be tap, then leash if needed. Good. Tap. Hold up and away just in case. Redirect. Tap. 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 Let go. There we go. Tap. Good. Right here. So face her. Tap. Tap. Good. Hold here. And good girl. Good. Break. A 48. Good. So here, tap, tap. There we go. Tap. Good girl. Hold. Tap. Tap. Good girl. Break. 3 more. Good. So here, no tension first, and then tap, tap, tap. There she goes. Move back. There's the speed. Tap, tap. So here, sit is not part of the recall. I'm down, so tap, tap, tap. Good girl. And then break, tap. Just trying to do. Tap. Okay, break. All right, we'll put a bark collar on him before we head out. Good. So here, no tension. Wait. Tap. There we go. Tap. Good girl. Tap. Good. There's some speed. So then here, face her. Tap. 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 Tap, tap, tap. Right here, good. Tap. Good girl. Break. Good. Can do one right here. Oh, there she comes. Okay, one more. Good. No leash tension. We wait for her to settle a little bit. Then tap, tap, tap. Good. Hold here. Facing her, backing up, tap, 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 tap. Good, hold. Time for the auto sit. Good girl. Break. Now we're going to add the word, which is Banksy come. Every time after we say this cue, it's going to be a tap, and I'll explain why in a little bit. So here, again, no leash. Banksy, come, tap. Good girl. That was good because when I tapped, she immediately turned her head towards me. We still need a tap for the auto sits here, looks like. Tap. Good girl. Break. Banksy, come, tap. Good. So this, okay, good. Oh, nice. Good girl. Break. Actually, her breathing does sound better now. It's not like, it's like more open, right?
Yeah.
Banksy, come, tap. Good. She heard the cue, she kind of thought about it, but the tap made her come. Tap. Good girl. Good. And then break. Three more. 3 more. Good. Banksy, come. Tap, tap, good. Tap, good. Speed her up. There we go. Good. So tap, 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 tap. Good girl. Break. 2 more. Good. Let her settle for a bit. Banksy, come. Tap. Good girl. See what she does. Tap. Good girl. Break it. Good. 1 more. And then after, I think there's a bar collar already in the room, the big boarding room, like charging. So I think there's already a bar collar in the big boarding room. Do you know how to set it up? Okay.
I know how to turn it on and off.
Okay. Banksy, come. Tap. Good. There's some speed. I gave 2 taps in the middle of that. Tap. Good girl. So cool, we'll cap it here. Thank you. So very first one, she just simply took her time with it. More leash pulling with the e-collar can create more of a habit when we're doing this exercise. So that's where we kind of got the tap. She immediately turned because she's kind of expecting that leash pull. So it gives more speed, more oomph. We only do it if it's like that, and that's slow, taking her time and everything. But usually it's not always a thing we do. So starting off with leash with e-collar, like leash tension with e-collar, then e-collar leash if needed, and then cue e-collar, and then leash if needed. So the reason why we want to tap every time we get the cue is because, let's say we're doing our outside right with Banksy, she's off leash. Banksy, come. She's not responding. We're going to tap, but as soon as we tap, she's already making her way to us, so then that can lead to 2 options for her, is to shut down or just run the opposite way because she's going to think she's doing something wrong. So if we force this confusion in the beginning, we'll never see that. We shouldn't see it in the future because we're handling it right now. The moving backwards is to just kind of add a visual cue to it to drive the dog more into us and get more of because usually like when dog owners are leaving the dog park, like, all right, well, and they're not coming. Like, Banksy, come, she's not coming. All right, well, I'm leaving. As they leave, the dog is like, all right, fine, I'll come. And they'll run for the owner. So that's kind of like where we get it from. And then a visual. So let's say Banksy's at a dog beach and it's really loud. Banksy, come, tap. And she's not hearing us, but she's feeling the tap. Then she'll look, and then maybe she's like, I see you, but I don't know what to do. We start moving backwards. She's gonna, that's recall. She's gonna start coming to you. So when you're practicing this, you can have this set up as well. 2 people, 2-person setup. This setup we have is unrealistic because Banksy is stationary. People usually call their dogs when they're moving or in movement or running away. So this is just creating the foundation when you're practicing by yourself. Having your long leash, very crucial, very important for this phase she's in. So it's the proofing phase. Letting her do her thing. Let's say she's got good squirrel drive, let her chase squirrels, let her smell, let her do all these other things. And then whenever you're ready, recall. What else? So if she's got squirrel drive, if she's chasing a squirrel, you can do a recall as soon as she sees the squirrel, as soon as she's running after the squirrel, or when she's about to get to the squirrel. Same ordeal, using the long leash, pulling back, tap, tap, pulling back. What you don't want to do, because since it requires you to go to a place to practice recall, is when you go to this park, this place, don't drill it out. So don't practice recall 5 times every time you go to this park, because then Banksy is not going to want to go venture out. She's going to be too cautious, and she's going to be glued to you. So just to avoid that, we tell the owners to just not drill it out too much, right? So what you can do is recall 3 times, or maybe 2. The next time, don't do any. The next time, do 1 at the end when you're about to leave, mixing it up like that. But yeah, or you can have this 2-person setup as well. This works. It just takes the longest to kind of do. Again, it requires you to go somewhere. But other than that, nothing out of the ordinary. A little bit of redirection I saw with the leash, so we're just kind of watching out for that. Could have been because the number was too high. Since we're trying to create that speed, we had to go a little higher. So when we got to that number, might have been a little bit too much, so where she has to redirect that sudden power. So that's where we saw like her biting the leash all of a sudden, where she wasn't doing it before, because of the number. But as we can continue this, she'll get acclimated to it, and we'll just know, okay, I just need to do this. I don't need to freak out for it. Sometimes dogs can't help it because they need to release that energy from it. But yeah, always face her when she passes you. She passed me here and there, so I just faced her, moving back, repeating everything, and then having her complete the heel, which means come all the way to me, not here, not there, or not even like here. This is too far. I would correct this. I tapped first to see what she'll do. She didn't get the hint, so I'd back up and tap, 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 and moving her into me. But yeah, that's all.